Hello world, this is ComputerHeat, and I'm joined by my good buddy Kilrathi Soldier for another episode of Hello World series. How are you doing, Kilrathi Soldier?
Hello, hello, and I'm good. You?
Yeah, I am excellent. You have overcome the lingering illnesses, well, for the most part. And we have a 2v2 that was sent in by Lemon, who was on here the other day, and he wanted to, he said he's come up with some interesting new stuff that he was playing around with Ostheer. So we'll get to showcase a bit of that, and hopefully we'll be able to figure out what he's doing that makes it so special. He's quite a
Yeah,
loquacious guy, so it was fun getting to talk to him before. I don't know, maybe he'll drop us some messages in the chat or in the comments afterwards if we miss anything important. Anyway,
maybe a
uh,
blob of flame half tracks. I haven't seen half tracks in a long time.
that would certainly be unusual against double Soviets. But let's get
Yeah,
this one started, and then we can discuss the discuss more of that. So I'm at 5 seconds. Would you count us in, please?
3, 2, 1, go.
I kind of
6,
expect.
7, 8.
Yep, we're
Yeah,
good. I
sorry.
kind of expect that we will see a half track. I know that I've talked with both Lemon and also with his frequent 2v2 partner Ciez, and they are both big proponents of the Wehrmacht half track, especially in a 2v2. Not so much against Soviets, but against US with the combination of the major forward retreat point and the ambulance and the easy forward reinforcement that allows. That they're of the opinion that it's kind of necessary almost to get a half track on in team games when you're playing against that, just to keep your field presence up.
Oh yeah, indeed. I agree.
So Lemon's already picked a commander. He's gone for a Lightning War, which is one that I really like. And so I'm actually kind of surprised to see that against Soviets. It's got the strafe, which is really, really powerful against the American vehicles. And G43s are interesting, but I think a lot of people find them kind of lackluster. Or I find them kind of lackluster in comparison to MG 42s. So I don't know who his teammate is. It just looks like a bunch of vertical bars, but it's actually a bunch of I's and ones you can see on the replay screen. So yeah, and they're playing against
Yeah, I
Warashes.
won.
Yeah, I 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. So I think you were announcing beforehand that you were going to call him I won. So I may do that
I
as well.
won, yeah.
And they're playing against Warashes and Pokkerguy. Or I don't know if that's Pokkerguy or Pokerguy. It looks like Poker to me. Uh, from the Cobros clan. So I haven't seen a whole lot of Cobros recently. I know they tend to like dominate the ladders on the higher up team games, 3v3s and 4v4s. And Omi, who has been on this show before, is one of the Cobros, but he's kind of been AWOL for a while. So we got the supply half track sitting back, looking like it's probably going to set up for, I'm not sure what, battle group headquarters probably, over in the classic forward houses position.
So we mainly got the Germans on the east and a little bit in the middle. They're pretty much working together, while we have Warashes moving in on the left.
So Lemon is going for crazy support weapons spam. He's got 3 MG42s and a mortar. Also, I have no idea. Yeah, yeah. Other than that, he's just got his pioneers. I have no idea.
MG spam.
Yeah. So I mean, that'll at least allow his teammate to do something other than make MG34s if he doesn't want to do that. So it gives him a little more flexibility. But he's got Spec Ops, Breakthrough, and Fortification. So he's got MGs available to him in one of those. And actually, I think Breakthrough could be quite a good choice on this map. The Jagdtiger could be quite useful. battle group headquarters is set up, and that's in a nice position. So Lemon and I1 will both be able to share that. And I'm assuming that Lemon is going to go for some kind of quick tier 2 and rely on Panzer Grenadiers and the like out of there. And he's making his another squad of Pioneers right now, and he's able to afford the tier 2 tech.
Oh, Pioneer just went down. That's a free flame there.
Yeah, Lemon's rushing machine guns up to cover that. I'm surprised the conscripts aren't moving up. Now they're moving over towards to try to get it. They're even hoorahing in. It looks like they're going to be able to grab that. Very nice. That's a nice win for them. They're going to be able to make it out, though.
Now.
Yeah. For the most part, the squad is avoiding the red cover, so it looks like they're going to... Looks like they are going to escape. I've got double mortars from Pokkerguy. Not a bad choice against this support weapon spam from Lemon. And his teammate is just going hard on the Volksgrenadiers.
We got 2 mortars from Pokkerguy.
Yeah, so still the one from. It looks like. Do we have tier 2 from both Soviet players? That's interesting. Although I think ultimately kind of a good choice, unless you want to go like double snipers or something. And penal battalions are always fun to use too.
Indeed. So
Lemon's rebuilding the Pioneer that he lost. So clearly having double Pios is, or at least 2 Pios, is part of this strat. And the Germans look like they're managing to get a good hold on the middle as their opponents are getting ready to make another attack. So I really like to see that the teams seem to be working, they're not just each committing their forces one at a time. Both teams are trying to act, make their attacks come off together. Maxim setting up to fire on the middle VP. It's firing on the Volksgrenadiers. I'm actually surprised they got suppressed behind those sandbags, and Lemon's going to get a nice flank on them, but there's another Maxim setting up to stop them. See how long he decides to leave them in before retreating.
Yeah, watching now the Ruskies are moving in on the east VP and going straight for the fuel point now as well. And it's going to cause a lot of confusion.
Yeah, the only thing around to stop them is a single... Well, the machine guns are going to be able to rotate. Pokkerguy doesn't have Molotovs. It could actually be really useful for him against all of these support weapons. And other than that, there's just a squad of Volksgrenadiers down at the bottom, but they are not really doing much damage against the combat engineers. They're actually kind of losing to the combat engineers.
But the Germans just returned the favor. The Ruskies are cut off from their fuel and, well, not the VP, but the fuel at least.
Very nice moves. Yeah, that's cutting him off from all those territories up there. And it is actually a half-track that Lemon's building right now, so he doesn't have enough munitions to be able to upgrade that. And with the supply half-track got way too far forward and it's getting shot at by the Maxim. It must have just been rallied up there. So I'm wondering if Lemon is going to try to use relief infantry with all of his, make a charge with Flamer Pioneers and use relief infantry to get himself some Osttruppen out of his commander. That could be interesting to see. I kind of hope that he does. So the 2 squads of Volksgrenadiers that had taken the top cutoff are now chased off by Warashes conscripts, and he's going to be able to reconnect that territory.
Oh, that MG is going to get flanked.
Yeah, but still, Pokkerguy doesn't have any Molotovs, and it looks like, he's gone tier 2, and he's picked a commander that has an ISU 152. I'm a little surprised that, whoa, here comes the combat bus. Oh, drives right into an AT gun, but the double flamers are going to chase that off easily. Yeah, double flamers are really, really nasty against blobs of infantry, but oh my god, 2 flamers versus a flamer. Oh, look at all the damage! Oh my god, this conscript squad's getting roasted alive. These Pioneers are some tough little bastards. They got a bunch of kills and haven't lost a single man.
Lots of XP.
Yeah, now they're going to be able to go fix up the half-track. So that's going to really let Lemon and his teammate keep the forward pressure on. that in conjunction with the battle group headquarters as well. So Pokkerguy and I1 haven't picked any commanders yet, but we're seeing the first squad of shock troops out, and I actually, double flamers is not so bad against shock troops if you can keep your flamers in cover. This is what I used to like to do a whole lot against shock troop spam.
Oh, grenade!
Yep. So, oh, does a bit of damage. Oh, one of these squads is about to get cut down. They need to retreat. Machine gun is supporting, and now the shocks are, well, now they're pinned. There's another squad in reserve that could come
the
help
shock
out.
might go down.
He really needs to get out of there. I don't have no idea what he's waiting for. They're pinned. They've been pinned forever. It's gonna be a miracle if this guy escapes. It looks like he's gonna do it.
Yeah, just get that pioneer out of there.
Lemon's mortar's got 9 kills, but it just took a pretty nasty hit.
The pioneer just went down.
Check out this mortar. It keeps getting pushed around by the half track, so the crew is really far away from the gun, which is over at the corner of that stone wall. They're gonna need to retreat, and off they go.
And the Germans are getting overrun now.
Yeah, where did all those conscripts that are retreating down the road, where did they come from? And look at this crazy machine gun positioning from Lemon. He's got them all set up just in like 270-degree arcs. Schwer Panzer headquarters is gonna lay in some damage on these conscripts in the house. Oh man. There's an infantry support gun as well. That got built a little while back. I think it's just now made its way up to the battlefield. And Warashes really needs to get healing at his headquarters. I don't know if his teammate has that. Looks like he does.
There's Lux.
That's pretty quick. Not even at 11 minutes. Where's the Lukes? I will locate you. There you are. Oh, that's it. That's what. Those shock troops are dead for sure if that thing pursues. I don't see any mines around to try to snag it and get it. Get an easy kill with an AT gun. Oh, it comes right across the squads of. Oh, the Lukes can pursue now even more since there was no AT grenade thrown on the Lukes. This thing's got a great window of opportunity to do a lot of damage.
He's probably worried that he might stumble into a mine or something like that. So the front is stabilizing now for the Germans simply because of that Lux. Or maybe there was something else as well, but I mean, it just forced like 3 retreats and a kill to the shocks.
Oh, combat bus just got an abandoned crit on it as it, whoa, interesting, used tactical movement to get the flamers to charge forward, but one of the squads is getting suppressed, and they're gonna retreat without really accomplishing a whole lot. They probably could have finished off that mortar at the top. And I can see the Pokkerguy is building tier 4, so that's always a good choice in this map. We might get some Katyushas, and yeah, Katyushas and SUs 85s are always nice in this map.
Looks might go down now.
He's in quite a bit of trouble. Sis needs to fire again. Oh, it just manages to get out of range, but the conscripts kill it with an AT grenade. And the Germans are starting to get the VPs back under their control. They were actually triple capped for a while there. And they're now 100 below their opponents, and looks like the shock troops are going to be able to chase everything off from the top. They really don't have a good solution to that. And Lemon has rebuilt his half-track already. So I guess the support weapons plus the double flamers is the trick in this commander. So he's been, using that actually to ferry his pioneers around. It would be really nice to just have them heal up a little bit by the battle group headquarters. Wouldn't take too much time, and they'd be a lot more survivable. I'm surprised to see tactical movement. It just makes them run faster. It doesn't really do anything else.
Well, I guess you could use it if an MG Maxim is about to shoot at you and pin you. Well, you can quickly use it to get around and flank it.
Yeah.
I mean, those kind of cases.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how he was using it before. But it kind of worked. I'll say that.
I think there was just too many enemy forces around them, so and there wasn't really any support around him.
Definitely. I know that you know, for people that are having trouble against things like Maxim Spam, a half track is actually a really great unit to use against that, because if your squads start getting suppressed, you can just have them garrison inside the half track, and then they are immune to suppression, and they'll eventually come out of suppression. It doesn't take very long.
Unless there's an SU-85.
Yeah, you don't want them. You don't want it going down to an SU-85. Zis barrage firing onto the mortar. The mortar is barraging onto the. Actually, it's using counter barrage. So Lemon is just like pulling out all all of the fancy, unusual things.
Doing
Go
decent work on that SU-85.
Really? He must be using the.
Yeah, like.
Is he using the hollow charge rounds?
No. I see like 3 shots take it down to what, like, it takes off like what, 20% of it?
Yeah,
3 shots.
Something like that. Yeah, I don't think that they even know that the SU-85 is there. It hasn't done anything to reveal itself. It's not on hold fire though, or prioritize vehicles. It would be nice to see them do that. So maybe it has fired a little bit. It's got a tiny bit of veterancy, but I think most of that is just from taking damage. So Pokkerguy has picked a commander. He's gone for Lend-Lease, and this plane is flying overhead, and it is amazingly not getting shot at by the Schwer Panzer headquarters. I guess it's out of range. Oh, House goes down at the top of the map, claiming, I think that was a Volksgrenadier squad with it. And now there's some Obersoldaten up at the top of the map as well. They've gotten themselves 4 kills. I haven't seen where, but this is a really nasty map for Obersoldaten, and the Soviets are going to have to come up with some solution against that. Warashes. Oh no, not Warashes. Warashes got his shock troops. It'll be good if they can get in close, but it's a difficult map to do that. And Pokkerguy's getting himself a Katyusha. That'll be very helpful.
Yeah.
Especially against the kind of unit composition that Lemon's been using. So Lemon has enough command points and enough munitions to use relief infantry if it gets down to that. I'm curious if you can do that. Oh, nice flank by Warashes on the Obersoldat and chases them away. And he might even get another kill on the squad as it runs on back to base, but no, I think he's safe now. But there's nothing to stop these shock troops now. I bet I1 is wishing that he had his Lukes once again. Looks like he's saving up to get himself probably a Panther. Although, I think, it wouldn't be a bad idea to just try to hold out and get himself... oh, never mind. He went for the fortifications. I was going to say, go break through and try to get some... try to get the big old super tank out of there. The mortars are beginning to fire. And Lemon, his mortar is not counter-barraging. A little surprised to see that. He does have it on counter-barrage. It's amazing. This mortar's got 18 kills and 2 stars of vet, and I can hear Katyusha firing.
It's hitting on the bunker. And the house just went down.
Lemon moves away from that smartly. Man, brand new bunker.
And he just upgraded that.
This is why you can't have nice things. I still think it's not too late for Molotovs to pay off for Pokkerguy, or well, for either of the Soviet players. Pokkerguy, he's only got 3 squads of conscripts, and same for Warashes, so maybe he doesn't want to do it for that reason. And flanking will have diminishing returns at this point, so probably better off to try to hold out with the indirect fire weapons that they're starting to get out.
Well, I'm looking at I1, and he's got like 3 books like running together. Well, it's kind of like a blob, so, well, they're splitting up now, but for like a blob, so it's like expecting Katyusha attack.
Yeah, definitely. When you do that, you're really just asking for Katyushas to start hitting you. And the Soviet,
Exactly.
or yeah, the Allied indirect fire from both sides is so strong. Wow, once again, nice flank from these shock troops by Warashes. I haven't seen a single one of these like flanks get set up. They just seem to be shock troops just coming out from nowhere every once in a while. They're just like, boom, popping out of the wheel wells of this tractor over here and running in and wrecking. Oh, AT gun gets cleared out with the Sturm Pioneers and Oversoldaten, and I think that these shock troops, they just need to retreat. Warash's army is really getting whittled down badly. He's only got 3 squads.
Uh,
I'm getting carried a bit at the moment by his teammate. Warashes is nearly able to afford an ISU 152, and so he's probably just banking his manpower in order to do that. So Lemon is setting up his defensive position on the right. I haven't noticed any teller mines going down, and he's floating quite a lot of munitions, so I don't think he's going to do that. Interesting to see that he's only got a little bit less than 9 VPs at the moment. He really hasn't been pushing very hard, and he hasn't been teching up, so it looks like he's probably going to try to hold out for Tigers. The first MCHA Sherman comes in, gets a couple of hits on it, and has to back away. Have a look at the fight over at the top, and the Oversoldaten are chased away.
That IG has been caught in a bad position. It's been used as a capping unit.
Yeah, it's getting killed by the
now?
Maxim. I think it's probably got enough health that it'll be able to escape, but yeah, off it goes. It ought to be fine. And whoa!
Must have been a misclick.
One of our favorite units has arrived in I1's base.
Ah, yes. ISU.
Oh, that's actually not what I was talking about. That's in Warashes, coming out of Warash's base, the ISU. But the Sturmtiger is coming up into the center of the map. So I think, thank you, Lemon. I'm pleased already by watching this replay. So yeah, that's gonna be. I'm a bit surprised to see the Sturmtiger. Surprised, but pleased. And
Yeah.
it doesn't. I mean, there's kind of a reason that it's not super popular anymore. Oh boy, Combat Bus has just rolled up onto the Katyusha, and it could actually go down to the coaxial machine gun on the half track now. That thing does, you know, slightly more than insignificant damage, and hell yeah, that's not something you usually see the half track contributing meaningfully to the battle. The Sherman's gonna come try to take it out, but Lemon's got his what are they called? His dudes over there. They have to retreat, and let's go look at the fight in the middle of the map.
In the middle,
has not
the
fired yet.
Sturmtiger got surprised by the ISU. The ISU started firing at it. So okay, so he's moving in the Sturmtiger now.
Oh my god, point blank fire. ISU's moving, but
Whoa!
what? That's like a frontal deflection. We got the
Was there any explosion on your side?
No.
Because on my side.
No, we got the sound
okay.
effect, and I did a bit of deflection damage to the ISU, but I guess it just failed to penetrate, so there was no big fancy particle effect. It's like when in the first game when people would shoot howitzers at King Tigers, and the howitzer would bounce on the front armor of the King Tiger, but you would still have the splash damage. So like everything nearby the King Tiger, all infantry around there would just like explode into meat chunks, but you'd get no visible explosion. So I guess that's what happened there. That's a bit of a disappointing.
Still weird though, yeah.
Disappointing entree from the Sturmtiger. It's getting fixed up now by Lemon, so good use there. And oh, the IG got killed by something sitting in the middle of a big explosion. And Lemon has called out his big toys as well. He's got the Tiger just rolled up onto the field and it's upgrading its machine gun. A couple of squads of Volksgrenadiers are laying in ambush just outside of Pokkerguy's base, and
they got that far. I mean, like the Germans got that far.
Yeah, they were way deep, and he's just waiting for these units to come back out. And without the indirect fire support from the Katyusha, it's going to be difficult for them to deal with these squads. And the the ISU will do okay against the Tiger. It's switching its ammo types now, so it's just now finished loading the armor-piercing rounds. And there's the first big hit onto the Tiger, frontal penetration.
That's a decent...
Sturmtiger's coming up as well to try to go for another shot. Oh, lame. Looks like it's turning around, trying to get something else.
Oh,
It gets
no,
a
no,
rear
no.
armor hit. And Pokkerguy's still up in his base. He's rebuilding his Katyusha. Looks like he's trying to, you know, hold out and get the a better army composition before trying to take on Sturmtiger Tiger combo. Oh, Sturmtiger's raising its gun. For some reason, they call that depressing the barrel, and boom,
Whoa.
blast all those, blast all those shock troops straight to hell.
Ah.
Oh man. Immediately, Warashes calls in another ISU, and here comes the SU-85 and Sherman combo to try to deal with this Tiger. I think he's got a bit too much support, however, so they're going to need to keep us a good distance. Once again, no Molotovs, and I feel like they could be useful. Oh man. Tiger's going for a rear squish and does manage to run over one conscript before getting a damaged engine. They have to retreat back to base. And the Germans are in a strong position.
Yeah.
Katyusha firing, an
Oh.
airplane gets shot down. Oh, caught it.
Whoa.
Tell me about this Katyusha barrage.
Well, it's firing at the middle, so it almost got that convoy of squads there.
Oh man, ISU's getting way too brave. If it gets crew shock on this Tiger though, this bombing strike might actually do quite a lot of damage. The bombs are coming in now, but the Tigers, yeah, managed to move out of the way. Very nice by Lemon. Dodge that even with a damaged, or is that a destroyed engine? It's going so slowly. Just a regular old engine damage. And this ISU is
Must be
getting way too
Praetus.
brave. Why isn't it firing? There we go. Man, he's way too close. You can see the strafe from Lemon's commander coming in as well, doing a bit of damage onto the ISU. Tiger's going forward. Crew shocks the ISU once again. Now there's a Zis gun point blank, and the double flamers are going to come try to clear that out. Hear more fighting happening on the right. Can you tell me what's happening over there?
Whoa. Yeah. The Ruskies are trying to decap that BP point, but I was just surprised that when the ISU shot, it took a shot, and but it hit, did some friendly fire, so it took like 3 men from that Zis gun.
Oh no! And it just went down to the strafe, I believe. And Lemon is actually using relief infantry right now. I don't see any Austrian squads appearing. But,
yeah, it's Ruskies who's getting overrun now.
Second Tiger is out, so I think probably part of, you know, Lemon can comment on this himself, but probably part of the strategy of not using a whole bunch of grenadiers is to keep his pop cap low so that he can, you know, keep your pop cap low and don't spend a whole lot of fuel on tech. That's the end of the game. In order to afford the second Tiger, both in terms of manpower and fuel and pop cap. And yeah, the Soviet teams kind of collapsed there at the end. Warashes was getting way, way too aggressive, and the coordination between the two Soviet teams just sort of broke down over there.
Yeah, he just couldn't sustain his front with those losses. And when he got the ISU, he was... I mean, he just lost the first one too early.
Yeah. I mean, the second one, I'm surprised it went down to that anti-tank strafe, but I'm pretty sure that in conjunction, of course, with the Tigers, what did it, because the packs were nowhere nearby. There was no other form of anti-tank around, unless flamers have some hidden value that no one else knows about. So.
And then losing that Katyusha to that half track was kind of, yeah, it was kind of funny, but I think, well, he tried to get a second. Did he get a? Yeah, he did get a second Katyusha. So 2 Katyusha would have done him a lot of good, but losing that one to half track was
That
well,
was
you don't see that every day.
that was some inspired play by Lemon to take that thing out with the way that he did, putting
Yeah,
the not stormtroopers, Panzer Grenadiers with their Panzer Shreks into the half track, driving them right up to it. I mean, it was, what you would think is a rather safe location. It was way, way far back, behind the front lines, but yeah, I made a gamble and it paid off big time.
yeah.
So, I wonder if we will be seeing more of the support weapon spam into into tier 2 and Tigers. It's kind of old school in a way. It's a bit like actually what people were doing during the beta, sort of like imitating T2 terror play from the first Company of Heroes, where you would just make a couple of Pioneer squads, hold out for tier 2, then get Panzer Grenadiers, but that's obviously not how Lemon was playing it. So that was cool to see. Wehrmacht played in a different fashion, and also, for that matter, also seeing
Mm.
no Panthers. I'm pleased to see that. I like seeing the Storm Tiger. That was a fun, interesting match. So yeah. I think I have nothing more to say. Do you have any words for the
No,
soldier?
I just kind of feel bad for the Ruskies, but
I don't know. They
I mean, it was a well-deserved game for the Germans. So
Yep.
the one.
So we'll wrap this one up, and we will. I expect there's going to be a patch soon because the Make War Not Love event has concluded, and I think it's just going to be a content patch, probably doing something to just unlock the skins and breaking the replays and the progress. So yeah, we'll see, and that'll be it. Bye bye, folks.
Until next time.